We're going to talk about family and relatives. Those of you who have downloaded the app on Hot Flash, please turn to that section. And you can follow the lesson and the iPad game, play the iPad game much more successfully. Family is translated as 家人, as you can see over here. It's written, 家 is written with a roof and the symbol of abbreviated form of a pig here, 家, pronounced J-I-A in the first tone. 人 is man, and it's written like a man standing on two legs, pronounced R-E-N in the second tone. And 亲戚, 亲 is written like this, and it's pronounced Q, like a CH, hard CH, 亲, and it has the first tone, and it means related by blood. And 戚 is written like this, and you see part of this later on in the word for uncle, 戚, and it's pronounced Q-I, and it's pronounced in the fourth tone, and the two words mean relatives. Because Chinese used to live together under one roof with their family and animals, it was important to distinguish who you're addressing. When you say grandfather, are you addressing the father of your father or the father of your mother? So both are quite distinctive in Chinese. Now, your mother is, as we've seen before, is mama, with a woman radical on the left and the symbol of a horse on the right. It's ma, pronounced in the first tone, and it's repeated twice usually, mama. And then the father is baba, and it's the symbol of the father, fu. It also means father, fu, and then the ba underneath to give it a hint of its pronunciation, and it's in the fourth tone, and it's baba, ba. Your mom's father or your grandfather on your mother's side, you address as gong gong, and usually it's pronounced twice, but sometimes it's once, gong, and it's in the G-O-N-G in the first tone, gong, and your grandmother on your mother's side is called 婆婆, and it's written this way with a symbol of the woman radical in at the bottom, and it's P-O, po in the first. And in your father's side, your grandfather on your father's side is called 爷爷, and again you would have the father fu radical on top, and this is 爷爷. And I had a wonderful 爷爷 who was inspired me and believed in me, and I was very, very lucky, and he stayed with us until he died, 爷爷. And his wife's name, or the mother of your father, you called her, sorry, 奶奶. You have the woman radical, and this gives you a hint at the pronunciation, and it's 奶奶, 奶, in the third tone, 奶奶. And your older sister, in English, older sister, younger sister, you call sister, but in Chinese, the older sister is called 姐姐, 姐, and it's written differently. 姐 is J-I-E, and your younger sister is 妹妹, and this is 妹, and again it's written as a different pronunciation in the fourth tone, 妹妹. Your older brother is called 哥哥. 哥, it means older brother, and it's pronounced G-E, 哥, in the first tone. and your younger brother is called 弟弟, 弟弟, and it's pronounced in the fourth tone, 弟. The distinction goes on so that even your father's brothers, or your uncle on your father's side, you would call 伯伯, 伯父 or 伯伯, and that's your uncle on your father's side, who happens to be older than your father. But if it's a brother of your father's who's younger than your father, then you call him 叔叔. Now remember, this part of it is very similar. This left side is very similar to the 亲戚, that part of it, and it's called 叔叔. 叔, that's your younger brother, 叔, of your father, and your 伯伯's wife, your aunt on your father's side, who happens to be married to your father's older brother, you called him 伯母, but the wife of the younger brother of your father, you would call her 婶婶. It's written this way, 婶婶. So there's a difference even there. Now your mother's brother, you call him 舅舅, 舅舅, J-I-U, 舅舅. And his wife, you would call her 舅母, 舅母. So that when you address an uncle and an aunt, you would know precisely who you were addressing. So this is today's lesson on relatives.